Look for a kingdom worthy you, son, because Macedonia is not big enough. Can you imagine being told that you basically will be the ruler of a great and powerful kingdom at the age of 12? Well, that's pretty much what Alexander's father, King Philip of Macedon, told him. Whether it was an amazing feat taming Bucephalus, an uncontrollable black stallion, or at the age of 16, naming a city after yourself. Alexander, while sitting in as a king for his father, was not only able to fight off a revolt, but was able to conquer it and set up colonies in their land. He named it Alexandropolis. After his father, Philip, died, Alexander immediately took the throne. Immediately he was ready to expand his power. He would destroy the region of Thebes, kill 6,000 people, and sell 30,000 into slavery. People were terrified of him and his rule, not to be threatened by anyone in Greece. So he decided to turn eastward and quickly liberate Greek cities under Persian rule. Alexander would expand his rule through Greece, Syria, invade Egypt, and set up the great city of Alexandria. He wouldn't stop there. He went and invaded Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, and much of what is known now as today as Pakistan. When King Darius of Persia was murdered, Alexander took over his throne. It was something he seemed to enjoy after living the hard life for so long. The life of a king seemed like a great upgrade. When the King Darius of Persia was... the king thing went well right to his head because he turned around and told the people of Persia to worship him as a god. Was he crazy? The gods would have vengeance on anyone pretending to be a god. Alexander claimed his mother told him his father was Apollo, the god of the sun. He wasn't done yet. He later said his father was Zeus, or perhaps Ammon. He compared himself to Achilles, a Greek hero from the Trojan War. Well, even if Alexander was not a god or was just crazy, he seemed to be invincible. He was a warrior. He led his men on the front lines, and although he was injured many times, he healed quickly. He never lost a battle, and his soldiers loved him. He treated them as an equal, and he fought beside them, not in front or behind. Sometimes he was the first one over the wall when attacking a city. But after 10 years of fighting, Alexander met his match. There was no more land to conquer. His soldiers wanted to go back, and they did not want to fight anymore after 10 years of hard fighting. In the past, Alexander was able to convince his men to push forward. This time he would not be able to convince them, and they packed it up and headed home. But sadly, Alexander would never see his home again. After a long night of celebrating and drinking, he fell ill and eventually passed away several days later. How could the invincible Alexander die like that? What happened? Did he drink himself to death? Was it poison? Or was the gods paying vengeance to someone claiming to be a god who he wasn't? Alexander never named a successor, and this caused his empire to fall apart. One historian said, "There was no race of mankind, no city, no individual to which his name had not reached." This expressed the fame and popularity Alexandria had. They say stars burn out, they don't fade away. But in this case, Alexander wasn't so lucky. Still to this day, no one knows where his mummified body lay in the great city that was Alexander's empire.